Nox wants to. Okay, come on, tell me. Tell me about it. What do you want to tell me? Okay, I know, it's so scary. I have new treats for them. The other bag ran out, so they got these bad boys. I'm not sponsored by a dog treat company, but, you know, if you know any, I won't say no. And I'm sure Nox and Rain won't either. What is going on, everybody? I saw that from Angie. You tagged me on Instagram. Let me see if I can find that real quick. I get tagged a lot, so let me see, Angie. I haven't checked hardly anything today. I've been working because next week I don't know if I'm going to. Oh, hold on. Super quiet. My bad. My audio level was turned down. I'm so sorry. Well, good evening, everyone. At least for me. I got tagged. Hold on, let me check my tags. Tags. Okay. Tags and mentions. Okay. I'm not seeing it on Instagram. I'm not seeing it. It's okay. Maybe it'll pop up here soon, Angie, but I appreciate it. My bad, guys. He's like, I turned up the volume and then he did too. My bad. Yeah, so we have I heard of Erwin Rommel's division Phantom? Was the 7th the Ghost? Was the 7th Panzer Division the Ghost Division? They are the Panzer Elite. Yes, I know the song. I know the song well. First time catching a stream. Ultima Republic. Well, alcoholism is on the left. Depression is on the right. Be careful you don't trip and fall on any feelings. Fritz is downstairs losing his mind because my wife is picking up my mother-in-law because she's coming to visit for a little while. And yeah, we'll be going to. If anyone's going to SHOT Show, see you there. So next Friday, I might not be doing this as it sits right now. If I had to choose between the odd or even amendments and keep the ones you don't pick, go away. Ooh. I'm going to probably go even because the 14th Amendment is pretty important to me. Interesting enough, right? Even though Buff is super racist. The Second Amendment really important to me, but like, this is the thing. They complement each other. The Second Amendment protects the First Amendment. A lot of different things like that. Fun fact, a snake can predict an earthquake. Can't dogs do it too? Nox is in the other bed. You guys can barely see the edge of him. Rain, go lay down. Good girl. When does the first habitually fat drop on Pepperbox? Also, did you see the news about the 1 flight 6 cruise missile? Yes, it is mentioned. I was working all day today. I got one exclusive video done, which I'm not going to lie, guys. I don't know if it's possible to get canceled on Pepperbox, but that one's pushing the envelope. It goes live tomorrow at noon on Pepperbox from HLC State of Mind. That one's pretty edgy. Pepperbox depends on where you're at. Mine's $8 a month. Yeah. I like, so this is the thing. Two of the things that I like about Pepperbox and the guys that work there, right? Number one, they will never add in ads. Won't do it. It's not like this Netflix where you got to have a higher subscription not to get ads. No, they're never fucking doing that. And number two, you want to pay for one login and share it with all your fucking friends and family? Go ahead. No rules against it. I let my siblings use mine. But yeah. And habitually fat on Pepperbox, I don't know. I know it'll take them a couple weeks to get everything edited. We just got like all the pictures, like the logos. I think you guys are going to love the logo. And then there's some other things that have been happening. Actually, I wonder if they're done. Wither, what is going on, my dude?
I didn't accept me.
Which day are you going to on SHOT Show?
I think I'm going the whole week. I think. I don't know how SHOT Show works. I've never been before, but Leviathan got me tickets, so I was like, okay, we'll go. We also have something else very special planned. It's going to be a video that I do with King Trout, and it's going to take several hours probably. I'm very, very looking forward to it. So good to see you here, Wither. Haven Lady, I heard people in New Madrid Fault are way less prepared than here in California for an earthquake. Where in the hell is the New Madrid Fault? I mean, my brain immediately goes Madrid, Spain, but I just want to make sure. Oh, I'm glad that I didn't say Madrid. It's like in the middle of the continental United States. I didn't know there was a fucking fault line there. I mean, California gets more often, so like it's a requirement for builders there to build certain ways. The other one, probably not so much. Am I late? Firehawk, you are, but it's okay. You're only 8 minutes late. Question, what is the possibility of a fan showing up on unsub? So here's the thing. I personally have no control over unsub. I do say like, hey, this person I like. Have you seen them? Like I've done that before. As for just like a regular fan, I don't know.
I didn't intercept
Whether...
Well, then I shall be your shadow for the event.
When you see me, like, because last time you met me, I didn't know it was you. Just be like, I'm Wither. Like, that's all I care about, man. Let me know it's you. You're putting Knox through charm school. He still smells like butt. Also, last weekend while I wasn't here, I was with Sister Line Crosser. She's doing a lot better. We went and explored, Seattle a little bit. Of course, through your guys' help, I paid for all of her meals. I paid for all the gas. I went, she got a hair appointment thing I got scheduled for her, and yeah, so she's taken care of. I honestly, that would be kind of an interesting idea, is like do like a raffle for unsub. But then here's the thing. There are some people, and I love you guys, but there are some people that it's dangerous for them to know where the unsub house is. Like you got to be like in a circle of trust. That's where it comes in. And, it comes down to our safety and the safety of our families. For those wondering, Pepperbox is well worth it. That is one of my most common comments on Pepperbox, is like, this subscription is so fucking worth it. I see it when we do Kind of Consensual, which is a podcast with me, Eli, Nick, and Rich. So Angry Cops, the Fat Electrician, Eli Double Tap, and me. That is like, people love that show, and we actually just recorded another one, so that should be getting edited and out the door here soon. But yeah, I get those comments all the time. I honestly, I really like. Here's the thing, guys, and Pepperbox was it isn't. If you have it in your brain that Pepperbox is a money grab, get that out of your brain. Pepperbox is a product of necessity. Matter of fact, I have a warning on my YouTube channel because I did an advertisement for a certain ammunition company. Can't do that anymore. Okay. You can't go full auto, which a lot of these guys do. You can't talk about disassembling weapons. Like they became so restricted in the gun community. And then it started spilling over into things that the rest of us do and say and talk about. And so like it became a product of, like, we have nowhere else. Like, people want to see this stuff, and we have to tread so lightly on this platform. And by that time, those guys had done well enough and been successful enough that they're like, you know what? Let's just fucking do it ourselves. And I applaud them. I honestly, I'm nervous by nature. I was a little nervous and apprehensive, but it has become a very, honestly, and don't take this the wrong way. Those are some of the only comments that I really focus on anymore. Like, it's such a wholesome community. Now, there was a fake Kind of Consensual YouTube channel that got taken down this week. We took care of that. There is a Kind of Consensual channel here on YouTube. If you want to see clips of the show, just because you're on the fence and you want to see what it's about, the clips are there. We do have a clip channel, and you guys can kind of see. But I mean, the Kind of Consensual episodes are like an hour plus. So, live streams on Pepperbox. I don't know what I'm allowed to talk about. I haven't signed an NDA or anything like that, but Pepperbox is worth it. What's up, Weapons? I always see your comments in there, homie. There's Teal. Yeah, I kind of want to go on over to Red Note. Like, aside from me not wanting on that on my phone, not because I want to go over there and be a creator and I'm showing it to you're sticking it to people. No, not because of that. because I just want to see how fast. Like, I want to see if I can break a record for getting banned. Like, I just literally, I want to have like 4 videos lined up. One of them is about the Tiananmen Square massacre. Another one is about starvation under the Mao fucking communism. Another one would be about how Taiwan is an independent country. And what's something else China doesn't like fucking talking about? I would just like, I want to speed run getting banned off of Red Note. I just, that's where I'm at right now. Wither!
I'd intercept me.
How are your dogs?
They are good. Knox just went to the groomers. He has, I love him. He is my best buddy, but he has gingivitis. It's okay, bud. I was talking about you, not to you. It's okay. That's my best buddy. He has gingivitis, so I got to go pay for a teeth cleaning for him. Now, if you've never paid for a dog's teeth cleaning, they literally have to put your dog under like they're getting surgery and do the teeth cleaning. And then he's got a couple of potential tumors on his body that I'm going to have removed, and just got to watch out for my best buddy. So, but he's doing good. He's in high spirits. He's nice and comfy here. He just got a new bed this week, because this is the thing with Knox. I love him, but he has a genetic form of mange. Now, it's not like, oh, I have a mangy dog. Well, yes, technically, but it's genetic. There's no cure for it. Like, it came from his mother. And it makes him be very oily and very stinky. So each of the beds in the house get about 2 washes before they're thrown in the trash. Like, that's, yeah, that's where it's at. I just got my 3D printer going. I'm not going to lie. I still have that one that somebody sent to me. I don't have room here. But in my place in New Mexico, I absolutely do.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Missed that god awful ugly army of yours. Glad to see you, bud. Ready to start a fight. What do you call a Patriot air defender after they grow up? An Aegis FCS tech. Go Navy.
You got jokes. You got jokes. It's okay. The Army just doubled down and they put 500 million into just air defense. So it's a good day to be an air defender. It's okay. We're like, our system may not be able to reach as high as Aegis, and that's fine. That's fine. We have a layered defense. I know my slice of the pie. But also, sailors couldn't put up with our lifestyle. Like, you got heated and air conditioned and nice boat and stuff like that, and we're just out there in the desert sucking. Fuck, I picked the wrong job. I did go tour a DDG last week, and that was really cool. That was fucking awesome. I had a blast doing that. It's Friday and I'm about to start gaming. Oh yeah. Well, hey man, enjoy the gaming. Aritos? I don't know how to say that. Robin St. Pierre, I recognize the name. What's up, buddy? Have you heard of Caltex recently announced modernized Stairhan stripper clips? Quite the old idea. I saw somewhat, I think somebody, so I'm not a huge gun guy. Like, don't get me wrong. I have my big sticks. But I'm not a huge gun. Like, that's not my tism. So it's interesting. I'm going to be a SHOT Show. Like, where are the missiles? Can you guys point me to the defense contractors? That's what I'm looking for. I don't even know if they're there. But I did see a picture of a pistol that has it's no magazine and it's a stripper clip you shove down into the top like an old M1 Grand. So interesting idea. California compliant, I suppose. Really want to see what our military could do without the restrictions implemented by those DC area. How bad would it be for our enemies? It would. So let me put it to you this way. I know, how do I word that? That's a hard one to tiptoe around. I know advisors, I'm not going to say if they're in the military or not, who have seen the battlefields of Ukraine. They're not in the military. Okay, I'll just go with that. Who've seen the battlefields and seen Russian tactics, Russian logistics, Russian equipment, Russian everything they have. And I was like, so, I mean, really, what are we looking at? And he's like, we could fold both Ukraine and Russia in about 72 hours. He's like, it's the amount of just dumb fuckery. He's like, Ukraine is learning quickly. I got to hand it to him. They're learning very, very fucking quickly. He's like, but Russians are they're bad. They're just not good at war. And it makes sense that the military, like the U.S. military, if you haven't paid attention, our focus has shifted entirely to the Pacific. That's because of Russia. They went to Ukraine and we're like, guys, we got to watch out for Russia. We're scared of Russia. And then we watched them for fucking, 3-4 years now almost. And we're just like, no, we're good. We're good. We just deal with China. Introducing RTX civilian line. I love it. Hello, fellow great machines. Meat machines. Sorry. Dyslexic. Yeah, Sister Line Crosser's doing good, man. Scott, I appreciate you being here, my dude. She's in high spirits. She's got a long road ahead of her still. We had to take certain pauses and breaks when her hips and stuff were hurting, but overall she's very positive, and it was a wonderful thing to go see her. I wish I could have stayed longer, but like right now, I literally gone last weekend, here, scrambled everything for the Army, gone next week, and then the day I come back, I'm teaching, and then the day I fucking graduate, weekend, and then I'm gone again. Like it's so fucking busy. I want to be out of the military. I'm trying. My med board got initiated, although I'm number 95 on the OML. I don't want to be an E8. I have no interest in that. I filled that fucking position for 17 days and I wanted to drink fucking bleach. E7 is the last time your pay matches the amount of work you do. It's the last time. E8, 9, nope. Chances of Warhamster getting on unsubscribe. So I did bring it up to him. I'm like, are you guys familiar with Warhamster? And they said, I mean, they'll check out her stuff, see what she's about. As of now, unsubscribe is a little, again, I have no pull for them, but they are incredibly, what's the word I'm looking for? Practical in their choices. Like, you could be a great creator, but if you won't tailor to the audience and there's like really nothing they have in common, they don't vibe. Now, she's military, they're military, so I can't say yay or nay there, right? I have no control over that. What are your thoughts on the canceled B1, the boner, the air-to-air Lancer with the F-22 radar raise, 360 coverage? I think, okay, so this is the thing. I love the Bone. I love it. It's a great aircraft. It carries a metric fuck ton. That's an actual unit of measurement. It's supersonic. I mean, it was a great aircraft. The problem with the B1, and this is...
Would you
Nicholas,
me?
holy shit!
I'd intercept me.
At the start of the war, we thought that Russia was going to kick ass, and by today we realize that the only ass in that scenario was Russia. Much love from Ohio.
Hey, thank you so much for being here, Nicholas. I will tell you, I don't know when, but Kind of Consensual does have on the, or not Kind of Consensual, excuse me, Habitually Fat, me and Nick. It is on our list to go to the Air Force Museum in Ohio. It's somewhere in Ohio. I think it's Cincinnati or something like that. But it is on our list. THAAD and Aegis versus S-500. Well, they have different engagement. Like, so here's the thing. Nothing against you there, Kanga. It's really hard. Like, that's, okay. That's like saying, what is the best vehicle? And they all have different good things about him. Like, if I take my pickup truck and I put it in a drag race against a demon, it's going to crush me. But if that same drag race is in the mud, that demon doesn't stand a chance. Like, it's all a matter of circumstance. So it's really, really hard to do that. Although I will say, historically speaking, and statistically right now, and it's very important that I stress the statistically on that, THAAD is the most effective air defense system in the world. It has had several shots. I think they're up to 4 now, and it has 4 successful intercepts. It has a 100% accuracy rating right now. Aegis does not have that, but Aegis has also dealt with a lot more punishment, so it's like a give and take. The S-500 doesn't have that, but the S-500, as far as I know, has never been used in combat. So it's really, really hard to try and get that. Wither, what do you do for work? You be handing out 50 supers like the singles at strip club. Hey, do I got to take my clothes off? Also, worked on it's going to be a limited run, but we worked on a new shirt. I didn't design this one. Mrs. Linecrosser did. And I got to say, I'm actually really fucking impressed, because it's always she tells me like something to do, and I'm like, all right, let me talk to Bunker, and I'm texting back and forth. And this time I was like, hey, Leslie over at Bunker, because John's on vacation. I was like, Leslie, can I give you my wife's number? She has a shirt idea. And I was like, this is your problem now, because my wife, I love her to death, but God, she is so particular about shit. I had to reload. All right, imagine willingly putting a communist red app and hieroglyphics on your personal phone. I mean, I can't be mad at them. So here's the thing, okay? Is China using TikTok? Yes. Is China in control of TikTok? Yes, absolutely. My concern, and the reason why I think that this is a little bit of government overreach, right? Now, military service members, you can control every bit of their life. Then do it. Average civilians, I think this is a bit of a slippery slope. This is my concern. The DJI app, I have several DJI cameras. It's not in American app stores. DJI is 100% controlled by the Chinese. 100%. All the drones that are DJI, 80% of drones in the world are Chinese. All their cameras. So you have to download their proprietary app, which asks for access to your camera, asks for access to all sorts of shit. Some I allow, some I deny. And that is allowed, perfectly fine. Has access to all your data as well. So my concern is that this isn't about protecting Americans, because if it was about protecting Americans, there is a swath of fucking things that would need to happen to really protect Americans. So that's my concern.
I'd intercept me.
I have to match the Dono. I work for a government division.
Whether I may get you a beer when you're out there at SHOT Show. I may get you a beer, homie. Oh, gosh. Oh, man, my chat froze again. I hate when it does that. Oh. Hold on. Oh, man, I'm way behind. Tags should be fixed. Much love, everyone. Oh, okay. I will double check. You should have a B-29 show up. I have done a classic. It was a while ago, a video, and it was a B-29. Was it a 29? Might have been a 32. And a B-25, the Mitchell. And I use those specifically because the Mitchell, like, to me, the Mitchell is an iconic aircraft. Like, don't get me wrong. I recognize a B-17 easier than I recognize a B-25, but do little rate. Like, that's an iconic aircraft. That's super cool. Like, they knew that they weren't going to cause any significant damage. They knew they weren't going to magically win the war, but they're like, look, I'm going to go sucker punch this motherfucker and then crash in China. Like, that's straight Chad mode. So, so cool. They put a battleship's ballistics computer on a bomber and it got better. No shit. I got to check that out. I don't know too much about, I don't know everything about everything, guys. I'll be totally transparent with you. If you could modernize the Iowa class battleships, bringing them up to date, how would you rearm them? Oh, I would only keep one turret of the 16-inch guns because for amphibious landings, there's nothing quite like throwing a fucking Honda Civic at somebody. Just in case you guys don't know, the shells in the Iowa class battleship weigh like 2,300 pounds, maybe a little bit more. So yeah, you're throwing a fucking Honda Civic at somebody. But the rest of it would be filled with VLS, vertical launch system, because of the amount of missiles on board that you could stack in a fucking Iowa class. I don't know if you guys know this, but an American Nimitz class aircraft carrier has more clearance on both sides going through the Panama Canal than an Iowa class battleship did. Like, it's so crazy to put that in fucking perspective, because like, you know, we see battleship, you know, big, cool. And then it's like carrier, huge. But like width-wise, it's not. Oh, man. Garan, Caracno, Berthier, Gear 88, and some others. E-Block clip fed. Oh, my God. There's so much. Robin St. Pierre, I am not. 1903 stripper clip fed. I'm gonna just agree with you 100% there, because I don't know shit about fuck. When we want to talk missiles, we're there. Rob, Daddy Rob is here now, too. Holy shit.
Screw TikTok.
I will tell you guys this, the green screen videos that I do are done in the TikTok app. I just then export them, do all my editing, make it widescreen, boom, and then I push it out to you guys. So I've been kind of fearful of this. Like, that part of me is like, shit. But I have several contingency plans. Like, I think I'm like plan B through F right now. Like, I have several because I want to continue to bring you guys the content. Like, that's for me. So it might look a little bit different, but ultimately, it's going to be the same thing. It's amazing. Call of Duty and Battlefield made Russia look like the boogeyman. They're worse than the Taliban in warfare. I like this. You're not wrong. I was like, Europe is actively in war, and the U.S. government's like, cool, we're going to focus on the Pacific. And it's like that. There's no bigger roast to Russia. I may start using that on fucking Twitter. Be like, you are so little of a threat. We started focusing on somebody else as a threat to the United States. Like, there is no bigger just like fuck you than that. Oh, man. Hang on. What did Rob say? I totally forgot what Rob said. Oh, yeah. He said, screw TikTok, unalive it. I'm so glad to hear Sister Line Crosser is doing well. Now it's your turn. Buy yourself a tanker-sized drink of choice just for you. Totally love your work. Makes life fun. Thank you, Lin Jen. I really do appreciate it. I am cutting back on the booze. A little. I literally only... this and that one is all the booze I've had in like a while. I don't know, a couple weeks. Mind if I make a quick old getting old in the military rant? Recently, I realized lower enlisted in the Navy, you only have to wait to make... I had to study for an exam. Oh, yeah, you guys do promotion exams. I'm not talking shit. Honestly, I'd prefer an exam because I'm way better at my job than I am standing in front of a bunch of people. God damn it, my chat just disappeared. I hate it when it does that. Good thing you have some nerdy-ass friends. I gotta scroll back up on this side. Right. God damn it. Where's it at? I'm sorry. I'm trying to find that one. Oh yeah. No, the exam, like we have to go and stand in front of some sergeant major and a bunch of first sergeants and be like, they're like, can you tell me the creed of the non-commissioned officer? No one is more professional than I. I'm a non-commissioned officer, a leader of soldiers. It's 3 paragraphs long. It's fucking, and I had to memorize it. You know what made me better at killing things? Doing my job, not memorizing some fucking creed. Sorry, that's my big gripe with the Army. Hello. Sorry, I'm late. Can we restart? Yeah. Let me see if we can try and restart. Love the bone, habitual line crosser. That's funny. We can try and restart, but Nox is going to have to start speaking again, like normal, like regular human language. English. Fuck. I'm a little tired this week, guys. Boats and hose, baby. I used to be a BM in the Navy. Boatswain's mate. I don't miss the military neither. Neither will you, bro. I love the content. Love the Unsub podcast. Y'all are the fucking goat. Thank you so much, Vind. Vinden? Vindens? Dude, I have brain no worky. Okay, I got it. I'm going to try and reopen the chat. Nope. Oh, there it goes. Okay, there we go. So, took you 8 years for your med board? Mine started. We're trying to get there. Oh, you sent me some reading on X? I'll check it out, Gunfox. I'll check it out. Wright-Patterson Air Force Museum is in Daytona, Ohio. Okay. Been wanting to go back there myself. If there's another, I'm aware of it. I will check. Teal is the one who told me it's in fucking Ohio, so. Had glaucoma since I was 14, so military doesn't want me. I'm persistent, though, so you know any recruiters with god powers? Unfortunately, I don't know. Dude, like, here's the thing. I'm going to tell you, Jay Broadway, wait for the next war, homie. That's it. Just wait for the next war. They'll take literally anybody. I walked into the recruiter and I was like, hey, I need to get out of this town. And they're like, oh, okay. They expected like I was a druggie, or back then you could get certain felonies waived. And misdemeanors they didn't give a shit about. And I was like, no, I'm a high school graduate. I don't have any, like, I didn't have any tattoos. I was like, I don't have any charges. I took the ASVAB and I got like a 57 or some shit. And they're like, whatever job you want, homie. You have a Yamaha FZ6, want to race? Fine, but I picked the track. No, I have a 109R. Your top end's gonna take me all day, but I'm too old for that, man. About time the Canadians go south, the South China Sea. Eh? Yeah, I do make a Canadian joke in the next video I have. That one I haven't uploaded yet. I gotta wait for Mrs. Linecrosser to finish the thumbnail, but we ran out of time today because she takes about 2 hours to make a thumbnail. Love her, but she takes about 2 hours to do it. May sound dumb, but what's the difference between the FBI and CIA? Oh, pretty simple, actually. One is like a investigative force, like the FBI is like pretty much a police force, just at the federal level. They can cross state lines. They can, everything's federal jurisdiction for them. The CIA is just intelligence, and CIA is more global. FBI does work outside the continental United States a little bit. That's at least my understanding of it. I could be way the fuck off. So I'm trying to get caught up. The nighttime weather forecaster over to Fort Leonard Wood. If you're ever passing by on I-44, let me know and I'll give you a tour, bro. Hell yeah, Chris. I don't even know what it would mean to like look at weather stuff. I have no idea what, I mean, I assume it's like radar and stuff. It's just you guys want returns off of everything. Who do you think would win in a fight? Buff, Raptor, F-15, and 35, or Russia and Iran and North Korea? So given that there's no China in there, it would be Buff, Raptor, F-15, and F-35. And here's why. The F-15 is 104-0. Everyone knows that. He's 104 kills. No, never been shot down. That's a pretty impressive, like... Are you done? He's over there coughing and hacking. You okay, bud? All right. It's 104-0. The Raptor had to beat the F-15 to be a thing. And the Raptor was winning against F-15s like 12-1. That's insane. Like, that is fucking nuts. That, like, we built this thing that is such a complete aviation powerhouse, and this made it look like a punk bitch. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, the kid took on 5 of them and won. Like, it's nuts. It's insane what humans can do, man. Sup HLC, finally catch a live. Hope Sister Line Crosser has a speedy recovery. She is having a speedy, a good enough recovery. She's getting there, man. I appreciate it. From the gas station in Massachusetts, welcome. Hand-drawn episodes. I'm gonna just have pictures of Buff and the kid that I've like drawn crudely and like cut out with fucking children's scissors, and I'm gonna be like, "Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me." Ah, kid, you always say that fucking bullshit. Like, it would. I'm sorry, I just read crudely drawn. Oh man. Opinion on the XM7. What is the X? Why do I know that acronym? What is? Oh my god. Why do I know that? Oh, I have zero experience with it. I have no idea what it's about. I did from friends name, you may have heard of these people, Brandon Herrera, Chris Cappy. They both say that the military and civilian use, it sucks. It's like they're not happy with it. And like, I guess, you know, the people that raved about it, they cherry picked comments. I guess it's not against 2 rookie F-22s. Well, so this is the thing. The crazy thing about the F-22 is I was watching a video, and apparently the guy was an F-22 pilot, and he started out as an F-16 pilot, became an F-22 pilot. And he's like, I am an experienced pilot. A basic run-of-the-mill pilot in the F-22 could beat you. Like, it's not that it's such a crazy advanced aircraft. It's just that it makes everything that you have to have a lot of skills to do in another aircraft easy to do. So I thought that was kind of interesting. It's like, I mean, simplicity survives. We understand that. The S-300, I have no experience personally with the S-400 or S-500. The S-300, it's so complex. You have like one guy doing range. You have one guy doing elevation. You have one guy like it's, and for Patriot, it's literally click. Oh, hey, that's how far away it is. That's its range. That's its braw and brash, which is bearing, range, altitude, speed, and heading. There's its fucking radar cross section. They're like, it's click. Simplicity survives. Simple systems. We literally make it retard proof. You know why? Because we hire retards in the United States military. That's why. Oh, man. If a Nimitz class carrier can fit in the Panama Canal. Look, I read that somewhere. Don't kill the messenger. I'm sorry. He's like, if a Nimitz class can fit in the Panama Canal, why did CVN 73 go around South America on a way to Yokosuka, Japan? I have no idea. Look, I don't know. I've never even seen a carrier in real life. I read it. So like, this is the thing. If I know something, I will go toe to toe with you. If I don't know something and I read it somewhere, all right, fuck it. With the Chinese bots increase at least for all the videos I've seen with the Chinese 6th-gen aircraft, do you have a favorite outlandish bot comment? Mine was the third engine give hypersonic speeds. My favorite Chinese bot thing is that that the Chinese 6th gen can fly in space.
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Was on the 707 Portsmouth when 673 Flying Fish had Greenpeace give them a visit. We wanted them to come play in Point Loma, but the boys from Coronado would have gotten them first.
So like that was known by you. So like this is the thing. If you guys are not familiar with what he was talking about, we recently did an episode of Kind of Consensual. Me, Nick, Eli, and Rich. And I found so we have an email address. The whole purpose of Kind of Consensual, for those of you who don't have pepper boxes, we read your military stories and we talk about them. Sometimes we reference our own military stories, and like we like in depth and funny. And some guy who was on the 673, the Flying Fish, which was a sub, was telling us in 1993 how Greenpeace tried to literally board their submarine. As I was reading the story, it was so comical. I was like, this can't be fucking true. Like, and that's rare in a military story. Like, it was so, the things that happened were so cartoonish. Like fucking throwing sandbags at Greenpeace and like they can't catch them and they're literally getting hucked overboard. And my favorite one was they used a pump that pumped out like 250 pounds per square inch, and they fired like water cannon, but they were surrounded by jellyfish. So they're firing machine gun jellyfish at Greenpeace, which is the funniest shit I've ever, like, I wouldn't have believed it unless the guy had linked an article to it. He linked an article and I was like, holy shit, it's all absolutely true. Oh man, it was so good. The jellyfish cannon. It was so good. I was reading that thing and like, I was going through the email a couple days prior, trying to find a good story because we were talking about doing another one. And I was like, read this one, read that one. And as I'm reading this, like I could feel my grin getting bigger and bigger. And I was like, this is going on the show. Like this has to go on the show. It was so good. Oh man. If you're whoever made that video or made that or told that story, if you're in this chat, God bless you. Oh man, but no, my favorite 6th gen comment is when they said the third engine is so it can fly in space. And my brain immediately goes, so it's a rocket engine. They're like, no, it's a ramjet. And I was like, ramjets still need air. It's a rocket motor because it's not an ion engine. Ion engines work in space, but they're for low speed maneuvers. Like, so it's a rocket motor. And they're like, no, it can fly in space. Ramjets can fly in space. I'm like, they sure can't. They sure as fuck can't. He goes, with no air? It's like, weapons? I'm waiting for weapons to be like, actually, I love weapons. He's a good dude. Oh my God, I'm at 2 times trying to catch up now, and Angry Streams is on in 20 minutes. Oh shit. Why did everyone choose now? Side note, that is more beneficial to y'all. Us watch Pepperwalks or YouTube. For me, I would say both. I do Pepperbox because I like creating. It isn't really like a monetary gain thing for me. Like, don't get me wrong, I like the viewership that I get over there. I like the freedom of Pepperbox. So like I make my videos and then I'll post them, like my regular ones, they come here or they come to Pepperbox first and then they drop here. And then I have my exclusive ones that are over there. And the exclusive ones, I let the inside voice completely take over. Like I sit there and I'm like, I shouldn't say that, but I'm on Pepperbox. So that's where that's 120 fish per minute. You're not the Walmart Sean Ryan. You're classier than that. You're Target Sean Ryan. Thank you so much. I would love to go on the Sean Ryan podcast, but I have no idea what we would talk about because I'm such a polar opposite to his demeanor. Like he's so what you're telling me is the FBI is in on this? God, man. And I'm all over the fucking place. It's partially autism. Navy changed some rates now have to pass a rating knowledge exam. That's the one thing I don't like about the Navy is that they'll have you wearing one rank and you're not getting paid for it. The Army only does that if you're frocked. And that's only if they need that position. Matthew, thank you so much. Dayton is in Ohio, the Air Museum commemorating the Wright brothers. Half an hour from my town. I used to go there all the time when I was little. It's cool. I want to go check it out. I was told they got a lot of cool stuff in there. They got a Tomcat in there. I was just reading. Can you do the Eminem?
Hi, kids. Do you like violence? Want to see me stick 9-inch nails through each one of my eyelids? I'll take a GBU 85 and shove it up your scrotum. I'm sorry. I have no idea. I don't know the rest of the words to that part. Sorry. Politics in a super chat? What? Oh, hold on. It did that thing again where it shot down. Decided wanted to fight drones back in March of 2022. Started getting in shape. Then I found out your MOS exists. I'm shipping in Feb. Can't wait for Oklahoma winter. Hey, man, I will tell you, every job in the military has its own level of suck. Every single one. Like some people say, oh, this job is better. This job is better. Every single one has a certain level of suck. It really depends on, like when I tell people when they're enlisting, pick your suck. Like me in air defense, HIMAT air defense, I don't gotta go like stand, well, sometimes I do, out in the cold and like ruck march with a giant thing on my back. I have a truck for that. So I put it all in the fucking truck. But that guy in the truck doesn't have 10, 20, 30,000 lives weighing on their shoulders. So, but I wish you the best, man. Fort Sill it's not great, but it's fun. It's interesting. The food here sucks. It's just, that's the only thing, man. The food here sucks. We need a character for CVN 80 Enterprise and Dry Dock flexing on the enemy. That I do want to bring in when Big E comes out. I do want to do that. If you ever want to get under the skin of a Russian chest thumper, just talk about Russian tank reverse speed. I heard about that one. They have 1 gear in forward and 3 in reverse or some shit, or they're faster in reverse than they are forward. 2-week free trial. Give it a shot. Oh yeah, no, there should be, I think there is a free trial for Pepperbox. I let my father-in-law use it and he became immediately, and Nick, I love you. Somebody's going to clip this. I want you to know, Nick, I love you. But the fact that my father-in-law enjoys your videos more than mine, it hurts a little. It's a little painful, okay? I love you, buddy. Fuck. Because he's using my login, I see what he's watching. And sometimes, like, to give me a view, my wife will watch mine. Yes, I will, Teal. Thank you. You should check out Dwight D. Birdwell. He wrote a book called 100 Miles of Bad Road, awarded a Silver Star for what he described in his book. Silver Star was recently upgraded. No shit. That's one thing I'm also looking forward to is when I get out. Is having more time to read and learn. Like the exclusive dropping tomorrow on Pepperbox, I was literally like reading and learning and grabbing information as I was making the video because I don't have time. Have I heard of the Ballad of Bull by Sabaton? I have not. I do like Sabaton though. I fuck with Sabaton hard. I found a new one today. You guys can call me an old man or weird pervert or whatever. What the hell's the name of this band? Come on. Oh, it's by a band called Dogma. I've never heard of them before. But I was scrolling through Instagram and apparently they're all dressed like very provocative nuns, and they do a cover of what's the name of the song? Like a Prayer, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. The USS Texas scared the Russian fleet heading to Cuba, causing the Russian subs to break down. The American subs start talking shit muffled with a picture of open ocean. I love that our Navy is still so unrivaled. Like, don't get me wrong, Army is Army. I'm Army all day. But like, I understand that American power projection comes from the Navy. And I hate that I have to admit that. But like, there's nothing in the Army that is 100,000 ton displacement that I can drive all over the planet. It doesn't, like, I don't have that. That has planes that fly off the top of it. I don't get that shit. So I know my place in this world. M1A1, Resist and Bite. Is that the name of it? Because I just downloaded that one. I haven't learned all the words yet. Let me get down to the bottom of my playlist. Come on. I have a random playlist that I listen to pretty regularly, and there's a lot of Sabaton in there. Yep, resist and bite. I wonder if you can see it. Boom. Someone's going to screenshot that and be like, I'm going to build HLC's playlist. What's the cyclic rate of a 200 pounds per square inch jellyfish emplacement? Eli, who understands cyclic rates better than I do, he said that it was somewhere between 9 to 1,200 jellyfish per second. Or per minute, excuse me, jellyfish per minute. That's what he was saying. Wither!
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
I shall go all the way and help fund the tickets for the next trip. Have a good night and I will stalk you, HLC.
Wither, you better come up and say hello. If you see me there, you better come up and goddamn say hello. Military Museum, Dragon Dogma for you, Nick. No dealing with the DOD. Bro. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to talk about it. So, for those of you who don't know, we were filming our new show, Habitually Fat. I had done the coordination for Nick and Finn, the cameraman, to come here onto base and go through where we went through, because the location was here. I don't want to give too many details away. And the day before, the curator contacts me and he's like, hey, we should let public affairs know. And I was like, I've worked with those people before. They complicate everything. They're scared of their own fucking shadow. That's why the Army is struggling to recruit anyways. And I was like, look, I got some contacts over there. Maybe I can spin this the right way and like iron things out. Let me just do that. And I did. I called them and they're like, yeah, you guys should be good. Let me get an answer for you. And I was like, come on, you can't just like, I've literally taken my family through the area where I'm taking Nick and taking pictures with my family. It's not that big of a deal. And I get a call the next morning after Nick had landed. After him and Finn had landed here in Oklahoma. I get a call. Hey, the answer's no. We don't have enough, time to run a legal background and all this other shit. And I was like, what? So I call Nick. I was cranked up to 11. I was fucking furious. Like, I walked into my office where everybody else was at and I grabbed my hat and my sunglasses. I said, fuck this space and fuck this job. And I walked out. Like, that was the point that I was at. So I call Nick, frantic. Nick calls Eli, explains the situation. Eli goes, let me make a call. Eli calls Nick back. Yeah, they're handling it for you right now. Eli called General George. Yep, that's right. The Army Chief of Staff. About 35 minutes later, I got a phone call. Hey, it's approved. Crazy idea. And then I got a colonel that told me, he's like, you know what? Makes it kind of complicated when I get a call from the Chief of Staff's office. And I said, Roger. And, I was very apologetic and used tact and do all those things. But in my brain, I was like, you said no. And a 4-star smacked you in the pee-pee and you said yes. That's not very complicated. So that's what happened. The funny thing, tiring thing about the Biden admin was being targeted worldwide by intelligence. Thank God it's almost over. Bastards got me in prison twice. The charges dropped. That's annoying. The feds agree with me. I don't know exactly what's happening there, Lumiere. I feel for you, my dude. Yeah, you like all the fucking 4-star. Yeah, I was like, well, that happened. Yeah, there was a... What do I think about Russia invoking the draft? I have not read about that. Are they actually drafting? I know they were like calling people up. Don't touch my boats. I had nothing to do with it. I was like, look, guys, this wasn't me. But those guys over there, who you have no control over, they made that decision. I had no input on that. So the lesson there is don't fuck with Eli. Yeah, it was so good. And this is the thing, Nick and Eli called me the day afterwards because they were like, we're expecting this to blow up on you. No one said nothing to me. No one said anything. Now it's either A, because they're waiting for this show to come out so they can count it as a win, or B, they're terrified of fucking with me, which is hilarious. Oh, man. No Russian tanks have one reverse gear, 3 kilometers per hour. Oh, okay.
I got to text Mrs. Linecrosser because Fritz is downstairs and he is whining his ever-loving ass off. Where is my wife? I gotta check this real quick, and then I gotta get caught up. I'm way behind. Hold on, guys. Huh. Oh, I was like, it showed her like 3 blocks over. How does Eli know the fucking chief of staff? I don't know. I don't know how Eli knows who he knows. I have no clue. But in this whole thing, like the little part of me was like, oh my God, I'm going to be in so much trouble. But I guess they called Rich, and Rich was fucking maniacally laughing. He thought it was the funniest thing because Rich thrives in that kind of chaos. I don't. I'm a stressy person. I read the carriers are tight enough to fit the canal. It's faster to go around South America. Plus, the more valuable to attack. Okay. Try reading The Art of War. Just finished. It's very good. Robin, I will tell you, I've read at least part of it, and I didn't find a lot of it applicable to modern combat. There's a lot of proverbs in there, and there are some things that do prove true. But there was very few and far between things you could draw parallels to modern things. You and Nick need to check out the USMC Museum in Quantico, Virginia. Virginia is high on our list. Very high on our list because there's a lot of history. Look, this is the thing. I am not a fan of the East Coast. My main reason I'm not a fan of the East Coast is y'all have so many fucking toll roads. Like everywhere on the East Coast, they're goddamn toll roads. I don't want to spend $20 to go across a goddamn bridge, but you guys have a ton of history. I mean, that's where America started. Like it's huge. Sorry, I know. Protocol 4. Is it time for Protocol 4? Not yet. I'm at 54 minutes. If the history-based metal is your thing, I'd suggest 1914 or Cannon Fiber. They're black death metal focused on World War I. Also, Mindwerfer. I will check it out. I got him up in the brain. Buff would like certain dirty song made by Mozart. I don't even know how I would do that. A new singer made a song just a month ago, Chris Harms, I Love You, Napalm Records, you might like it. I do fuck with 80s rock. I'll check it out. Chris Harms, I Love You. Thoughts on CVN 82 and 83 names? I'll be totally honest with you. And Navy guys, I'm so sorry about this. Knox, are you surviving? There's a coughing and hacking behind me. You okay, dude? It is not time. You got 6 minutes till Protocol 4. 6 minutes. I don't like that we name ships after presidents and states. We need to name them after scary shit. Like, don't get me wrong, Ohio classes in general are terrifying, but they're all named after states. The Brits, the Brits, look up some of the names of their ships, aside from the USS or the HMS Queen Elizabeth, which is their carrier. But like, look, just like, dude, their names are so fucking boss. They're awesome. So for me, naming one the Clinton kind of makes sense. He's like the first president that I've ever heard of that actually balanced a budget. So that's kind of a cool thing. And then it's like someone just submitted a story to Kind of Consensual. I'll have to read it later. The other one, the George Bush. I mean, they have the Ronald Reagan, which that one makes perfect sense. I don't know. I don't know if George Bush was the pick for that one. Like, don't get me wrong. I love Bush. I fucking love that dude. He was not a great president. He was not a very smart man, but goddamn did he love America. All right. I got to get caught back up. Oh, my wife got here. CVN 81, USS Doris Miller is the first carrier named after enlisted man. Would make a hell of a character, especially with what he did for the Navy Cross, Black Mander, and Pearl Harbor. I'm unfamiliar with the Doris Miller. I will look into the Doris Miller. Eli has pull, bro. He has pull. We got 4 minutes till Protocol 4. Franklin plushies? Yo, KC. So let me give you guys all the information.
we went through this company, through this contractor, and this contractor works with companies that are overseas, keep costs down. That's fine. He's like, how many do you need? This is the price we can work with. And I said, this is how many I need. And he's like, they're this many a piece. So I bought all of them. I was like, cool. And he's like, you need this down payment so that way I can get the business to start working on it. They'll get you, they'll show you prints and mock-ups and everything else like that. We'll work through it. Literally every single version they showed us was wrong. Like they weren't making changes. They had my logo upside down on the shirt. Like it was wrong. And then he's like, well, I'm going to reach out to this other one. And he reached out to another one. And those were all wrong. And he's like, you know what? We're going to have our graphic designer redesign the actual raccoon so that we can make it into something we need. And I was like, okay. And that was day before yesterday. I'm still trying. On the Franklin plushies, Casey. I'm telling you, it's been the bane of my fucking existence. Do you know any Marine Corps content creators? I do, Philip. I do. Kagan Dunlap is one of them. Veteran with a Sign is another one. Probably shouldn't have put those two next to each other. There's a Master Sergeant. What the fuck is his name? The dude's got arms like a tree trunk. Easy for Sheezy. He was one of them on TikTok. Really, really nice guy. So we had a crisis in Canada. The 4 Super Soakers aircraft we sent up to LA cratered. No shit. Oh my God. You guys really don't have a lot of shit. But I mean, you have us. Literally no one else in the world can say that. No one else can be like, ha, you see that guy? And they point at America, who looks like Burt Gummer on fucking steroids and cocaine at the same time. We're just like, we're tisming and we're doing shit. We're doing like, I have a hypersonic air-to-air missile. We just launched a satellite at an asteroid to see if we could redirect it. Like we're just doing the weirdest shit and stimming over here. And Canada's like, yeah, we're the cool, nice people. HLC's my hero. Thanks, man. Aloha Snack Bar. Who is De Nuez videoing? By the way, firefighting with a rocket engines with sound, screaming bald eagle noises and bass.
Did you intercept me?
Meffy!
I'd intercept me.
Doris Miller was a Navy cook who shot down several Japanese aircraft during Pearl Harbor, awarded the Navy Cross, Distinguished Service Cross. He was later killed during the Battle of Macon when his ship, the USS Liscombe Bay, was torpedoed.
Is that who Cuba Gooding Jr. played in Pearl Harbor? I remember that, but I thought he died. The guy he played died in Pearl Harbor. Guys, that's fucking wild. Screaming bald eagle noises and bass. Also, if they would burn landfill garbage off the coast, they get rain in Cali. I mean, there are a lot of different ways to do stuff. Yes. Okay. Everyone's saying yes. Okay. So it was Cuba Gooding Jr. I don't know what the solution looks like, but, and this is of course mentioned in my video tomorrow. I don't know if you guys know this, and this may upset a few of you or most of you, or it may make you happy because it's, turnabout's fair play. The Red Cross is willingly accepting for the fires in California from Iran. That wasn't a typo. That wasn't a stutter. That wasn't a glitch. Iran. HLC, love the USA versus NATO video. Bro, that one took forever. I'm so sorry. I gotta get another one ready. Shit. It was awesome. Kind of eye-opening, honestly. Would you mind the idea of doing a video similar to it, but as Anglosphere nations, US, UK, Canada, Australia versus EU? Okay, so like what people traditionally consider Western nations. Any idea if China's going to get the 6th gen fighter before the USA? I mean, this is the thing. I think the US is trying. Okay, I think China is trying to gaslight us. I think that since the US said, hey, we're getting, we're putting the pause on our 6th gen. And the reason the US, and I genuinely believe this, put the pause on their 6th gen is they realized that the 5th gen that we're still using, number one, it's more cost effective to just keep it, but we're still so incredibly far ahead that it doesn't matter if like there's no reason to make a 6th gen. China, who's pissed off and steals all of our knockoffs, wants their hands on that 6th gen. So they're trying to gaslight us into bringing it out. I don't know if this is a smart move by the US or not. I don't know. He carried his CO to safety even after he was shot and several other sailors and then got on the gun. No shit. Dude's a fucking G. I got to look into him. Good day, HLC. What's up, Rob? Monday's the big day for me. I don't know if you're... I'm going to fucking do it in Australian accent anyways. Good day for me nephew. Enlistment ceremony for the... No shit, Royal Australian Air Force. I know you guys say RAAF. Oh, fuck, I don't know how to say that. Basic then. Some university first up. First up. Up. I don't know how you guys say up. Then the fun pilot stuff. I'm rather jealous. Wanted to do the same, but was medically ruled out. Hey, you know what? Here's the thing, man. There is nothing wrong with, being like a military supporter. There's a lot of people that like, they assume that they have to be military, but there's nothing wrong with being a supporter. And Rob, your nephew is doing a good thing, man. And I wish you all the best. I wish him all the best. It's a scary time to be in the military in the world. It really is. Is the 3-letter agencies going to get their own character since Orange Man going to use them a lot in the next 4 years? I don't know. I kind of make characters based on the stories that come my way. Like, I would say probably when I'm home, a good portion of my day goes to watching, reading, and comprehending the news. Because the first thing I do is try and prove myself wrong. And usually the only way I can prove myself wrong is pro-Russia sources. And by pro-Russia sources, I mean Russian-controlled sources or Chinese-controlled sources. I mean, it's sometimes better, but not always better than U.S.-controlled sources, so I don't know. The USS Habitual Line Crosser making a tank carrier. We're launching Abrams off the fucking flight deck. Let's get to work. Oh, now it's Protocol 4. Now it's Protocol 4. Up. That's my good boy. Okay, you can get one more because these are small. Up. Nope, up. Now speak. Good boy. I wanted people to see you. And then Rain gets another one, but she's a slow eater. Get the Chief of Army to the Unsub podcast. I mean, I don't know who they're going to get, but like I was kind of floored when Eli had that kind of pull. What do you think about the America thinking about bringing back the words of Mark AA privateering? The orders of Mark, right? Is it orders of Mark or words of Mark? I don't know. I think it'd be fun. This is the thing. Our country was built on militias, which is ultimately privateering. Kind of. A little more organized. I feel like it's a short-term fix for a lot of things. 82 and 83 should have been Yorktown and Hornet. Yes, they should absolutely... Well, hold on. Should they bring back the Hornet? Wasn't the Hornet sunk in... Was it Midway? Was the Hornet sunk in Midway? Yeah, she was sunk. I couldn't remember if she was sunk. I don't know a lot of Navy off the top of my head. Fun story, Google Fort Carson... 1987 M109 joyride to Denver, low speed chase. They were going to war against Fitzsimmons. I think I remember that. I remember seeing videos of that. Ohio's terrifying. The feral Girl Scout lives here. Ask Rowan who he's using for Angry Mike. Who? Rowan? I'm unfamiliar with what you're trying to get at here. Letters of Mark. They had another Hornet in the water a year later. No shit. America be building shit. Like, that's the thing. We have 2 speeds. Like, we're chill, or I'm going to use up every resource humanity's ever found. Like, there's no in between for America, and I love that about. God bless this fucking country. We are a producer. Like, that's it. Like, we've kind of scaled back production, but Americans, okay. It's the reason why we're such a production powerhouse is number one, geography, right? We control large swaths of land. Number 2 is Americans are fucking stubborn. We are so incredibly goddamn stubborn in our ways. Like it's like the old thing, you know, like I can pick on my sister, but if you pick on my sister, I'm gonna break your fucking legs. It's like, you know, Americans, you know, fuck the liberals, fuck the, you know, the conservatives, blah, blah, blah. It's all this back and forth. And then somebody sucker punches us and we're like, hey, crazy idea. How about we just build shit and fuck that guy up? And everyone's like, yeah, that's cool. Like you got the fucking hippies and the fucking uber conservative Catholics and shit. And they're shaking hands. They're like, let's build this battleship, fucking welding, you know, helmet down. And they just go to town. Americans we are stubborn. We are very, very stubborn. And I mean, I love that. I personally, the only other people that I've met that fit that same, like how stubborn they are, Austrians. And I've only met a handful of Austrians. One of them was the funniest. He said the funniest thing. And it was one of those like, haha. And that was the moment that I had. Is because he was like, you know, twice we started world wars and twice Germany got blamed for it. And I was like, fuck. Like my brain just, fuck, it's not Germany's fault, it's Austria. Large tracts of land. I thought I said swath. Did I say swath? Whatever. Oh my gosh, it did it again. There we go. Everyone's just like, yep. This may be a bit deeper in the weeds kind of question. I know Lockheed has been testing the AARGMER. Could potentially make the AGRMXR with long range, could be used by Rapid Dragon style package. Okay. So potentially, yes, but the entire carrying, like the housing of it would have to be redesigned. So when a missile is built, oftentimes they're looking for two things: aerodynamics and size. That's what they're doing. They're trying to get the most bang with the smallest amount of size. You know, when you see in the movies when someone opens up a missile and there's like a big cavity in there, that almost never fucking happens. The circuits and everything in there are just crazy packed tight because they're trying to keep the payload as small and light and aerodynamic as humanly possible. So when it comes to adding anything to a missile, it changes everything about the missile. The center of gravity, the length, possibly the width. I mean, it could be just millimeters and have to completely redesign the housing. So potentially, I mean, I wouldn't put it past Americans. We'd be building shit. Charger was a man. He was a dragon man. Okay, he was a dragon. Does the F-35 really all the problems Congress says? So, I don't know. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a syndrome. Far as I can tell, the F-35 has no more problems, I guess, per capita, if you want to use that term, than any other modern fighter. The F-22 is expensive to run and it has a lot of problems. But there's so few of them, you rarely hear about it. The F-35, on the other hand, is the most widely produced and exported 5th gen in existence. Like, we're getting close to having more F-35s in circulation in current use than we do F-16s. And that's crazy because we have a shit ton of F-16s out there. Everybody has them. The Prince of UAE has one. I'm not joking. We used to have to close the airspace and just be like sitting outside smoking and joking and watching this fucking prince with his own F-16 doing barrel rolls and flip-de-doos and loopy-doo-dahs and all this shit. And we're just like, man, it'd be fucking amazing just to have that kind of just wastable money. Like, what are you guys doing today? I think I'm going to go play some tennis. What about you? Oh, I'm going to go fly my F-16. Oh, you don't have a private jet? Well, I do. I have that as well, but I have my own F-16 that I'm going to go up and do flippity-doo-dahs with. Letters of marque. Okay, there you go. Aussies found a new species of funnel web spiders. Okay, I don't do spiders. I can do snakes all day long. The most venomous snake in the world could be right here next to me. I'm like, man, that's cool. Because I understand snakes. And I'm just like, man, that's cool. And I'll just leave it be. Even if it crawls on me, it's like, well, whatever. Spiders? Fuck that. Navy has, you're not getting me. Dude, that's not even new. I was like shit in like when I was in high school in 2005 to 2000 or 2004 to 2008. Oh, my back hurts just saying that. All right, we caught up. Spiders is the hairy legs. Big fact. U.S. border policy. A border is just an important imaginary line. Whenever we say it, otherwise we need a wall. America's border's got enough problems. This is the thing. I don't get involved on the border problem, like personally, just as a human, because I don't know what the solution is. Here's why. I'm all for securing the border. I'm fucking here for it. But as someone who comes from an immigrant family, my mom's side came across in 1906 through Ellis Island. How do we keep out the bad while letting in more of the good? The people who want to pay taxes, they want to be a citizen, they want to serve in our military, like they want, like they want a better life. Like that's where I'm torn, because you can't, like the both of them are kind of like counter to each other, and I don't know what the solution is, and I feel fucking terrible. 18 millimeter fish cannon. Rowan with bunker branding. Oh, I don't know a Rowan over there. Oh, you're not talking about Roman, are you? I've never really met him. Habitual waffle stomper. God damn it. I'm not reading that there, Squiggly's Chinese name. Why are you throwing all these like throwback ones? We need an Ellis Island for the southern border. You know, what do you think of the Greenland situation? I think... So the Greenland situation, how do I word this? There's a couple different ways to look at it. Greenland has been kind of struggling economically. Does that mean they don't deserve to exist? No. Under any stretch of the imagination, no, that doesn't mean that. Greenland is also an incredibly strategic position for any nation that has that piece of land. Does that mean anyone is entitled to it? No. I think that it should never be seized militarily, because we would be no greater than Russia. Like for me, it's a moral thing. Like we should never seize that land. But if we can make Greenland a really good deal, like, hey, you all become American citizens, you get all these benefits, we'll pay you for your land, you guys will be absolved, and we'll cut you into this many states. And like, I'm all for that. But it shouldn't be taken militarily. Like, that's the way that I look at it. For the last time, Greenland is part of Denmark. I know. That's why also it shouldn't be militarily, Katie. Oh. I just lost the game. Fuck. I've been going good for like a month now. I have mandatory overtime tomorrow, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Please give me good news. I yearn for missiletism. Let me see what kind of missiles I can come up with. My brain's going through missiles right now. Okay. One of the very short-term missiles that the U.S. ever used that was surface-to-air was the Nike Ajax. Some people say it stands for anti-jammer and cruise missile. Then we're going to let this play. Daniel!
Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me.
Not to get too into it, but it's crazy how Hamas and ISIS and Houthis are amazing at changing into their uniforms to celebrate victories or propaganda videos. They change clothes faster than a couple of their wedding night.
I want to get to that in a minute, because I got something on that one. We're going to get to that. So the Nike Ajax was America's first ever production surface-to-air missile. Now, I think the Nike Ajax is really underplayed as an important missile in American history, and here's why. Because everyone always thinks of the Nike Hercules, and the Nike Hercules is hands down the most widely employed air defense missile the U.S. ever made. I mean, there's fucking sites
everywhere. It was a nuclear capable air defense system, and the thought was the Russians show up to bomb, you just hit one and all the Russian planes go away. Problem with that was EMPs and shit like that. Like there was some secondary things. But the Nike Ajax taught us a very, very, very valuable lesson. It taught us the importance of solid state rocket fuel. Because when the Nike Ajax was first produced, it was liquid fuel. Now, the problem with liquid fuel is it's pretty fucking unstable. So, in some ICBMs, they still use liquid fuel, but we had to develop solid state rocket fuel to put into the Nike Hercules, because the Nike Ajax, if it fell over, if it was in transport and hit a bump too hard, there's a possibility it could all over the place. So I think the Nike Ajax is really important that way. So there's some missiletism for you, bucket. Meanwhile, in airframes, hold on. Rocket fuel and aircraft fuel are not the same thing. See, rocket fuel burns through a rocket nozzle. It's literally just being combusted. Fucking airplane fuel goes through sprayers and condensers. And look, I'm not great on gas turbines. Ask weapons. Actually, no, don't ask weapons. Ask me, because I'm the expert in all things aircraft. I'm waiting for weapons to pop back in and like, fuck, here we go. So Morandi, liquid state rocket fuel at the time. Sorry, let me rephrase that. At the time, especially with mobile systems, was not stable. So, for example, there you go, 1970, 72, 74? In Arkansas, there was a ground-based nuclear ICBM bunker, and it had a leak in its fuel tank, which ended up getting fumes and liquid all into the thing, and they had to go down there to try and ventilate it, and when they tried to ventilate it, it went off. And it ended up, they found the warhead like a couple hundred meters outside the gate of the base. But yeah, has anyone noticed that NATO reporting names for Soviet aircraft make fantastic insults? Frogfoot, Fishbag, the MiG-15. Yep, I know what the MiG-15 is. Honestly, I don't know why. Like the NATO reporting names are so. I don't even know who gets to come up with those. You know what? Maybe that's going to be my next video. I'm going to make up a NATO reporting name for China's 6th gen. That's it. That's in the memory right there. I'm going to make up a NATO reporting name for China's 6th gen. Okay, so Hamas and ISIS and Houthis are amazing, changing into their uniforms. So me personally, Daniel, I don't negotiate with terrorists. I don't think we should negotiate with terrorists. And history has proven us that terrorists never play by the rules. The Taliban, we had to deal with them when we left. They didn't abide by the rules the second we left. ISIS in Syria had to deal with Russia. They kept breaking the fucking deal with Russia. I mean, literally, UAE, Saudi Arabia, fucking Qatar, all have had deals broken by terrorists. So why are we playing by the rules anymore? I say it's time to sucker punch. Call a ceasefire. They all show up, parading around in their uniforms. We won. Start fucking smoking them. I also may be a little bit personal in this one because terrorists tried to kill me and succeeded in killing one of my friends. No, two of my friends. Did I just do that? Their names are literally tattooed on my fucking arm. Two of my friends. Shit. Oh, man. But yeah, terrorism. I think that's a war crime. It's okay. Counterpoint, Sir Hurricane. Stay with me here. Fighting in a non-uniformed military is also against the Geneva Convention. That's why terrorists are not covered by Geneva protections. Did you know that? Because they're not uniformed. You don't even have to be recognized as a government. So like when the US said Hamas is a terrorist organization, but Palestine said Hamas is the government, that doesn't make any, it doesn't matter whether or not they're viewed as a government entity or terrorist organization. That doesn't matter. If they were uniformed, they get protections under the Geneva Convention. Since they're not uniformed, they don't get any protections. You lost 3? Sorry to hear that, man. Any thoughts on the Hawk missile system?
Hawk was great for the time. I don't know enough about like modern. So Hawk continued to be used after the U.S. got rid of it. I'd say got rid of it, but we phased it out, and I mean, like the Hawk system was the best system America had that never got its chance, because Hawk had this beautiful period right between Vietnam and Desert Storm that it just like that was all it had, and there was nothing else in there in use. And Patriot came around, and Patriot was better in every single way. But we built like 40,000 Hawk missiles. So the Philippines have them, the Japanese have them, the Koreans have them. I think Kuwait has some still. UAE is upgraded completely. Qatar, I think, has some. And of course, Ukraine has some. Fucking use the missiles. That's kind of where my brain's at, is like, use it. Hawk is still in use? Yes. Well, not in the U.S. arsenal. Hawk is phased out of the U.S. arsenal. But it is in use in a lot of other countries. Mostly Asia had Hawk, but now Korea's upgrading with more Patriot, and Japan is fully on the Patriot program. The Philippines are... Can't remember off the top of my head. I don't know if the Philippines are on the Patriot program. I know Taiwan is... Yeah, Taiwan should be on the Patriot program. Taiwan is also a Hawk operator. Yeah, I don't know fully yet. Not a war crime if nobody's left to report it. There we go. Must be old USMC Hawks. I mean, I'm not tracking, like, from an air defense perspective, I don't know a single US unit that still uses Hawk. Like, not even a National Guard. It should have been gone. So if you guys know somebody who's still using Hawk, probably won't, but it'd be interesting to do a Vulcanoid recordings for the characters. Vocaloid. Well, we finally get to say all the racial slurs. He gets to say a little bit more over on the old P box, the old Peppa box. Holy crap, the MiG-21 is 70 years old this year. Dash? Stop it. My back just hurt when you said that. We negotiate just with ordnance. Facts. Peace through superior firepower. This is the thing. I think we should have just gone the other way with it and been like, and when they're like, hey, we want to talk peace, just be like, can't hear you. Everything's exploding. Sorry, can't answer the phone. Mr. Terry History. Hey, what is up, my dude? Welcome. I saw you reacted, I guess, to another one of my videos. I haven't watched it yet. It just popped up on my feed. So I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. I've been busy. I got... Oh, man. I did 2 more videos today. One of them will be going live here. The other one's a Pepperbox exclusive. I still got to do my next USA versus the world, man, but I hope you're enjoying it, man. I did like watching. Oh yeah, dude, it's totally okay. I enjoy it. So like, this is the thing. The only thing, don't take this. Well, there's no way you can take this the wrong way. The only thing that is regrettable about being a social media content creator is I can only get what you guys feel through your comments, which that's my drug. I'm telling you, if you guys could like take the feeling you get from like the happiness and the laughter you get from my videos and just like let me view it, or like put that shit in a spoon, freebase it, I just mainline it. I'm telling you, like that is my drug. So when people do reacts, I love that stuff, man. I love it. I adore it. And I watch it because like it's like a dopamine thing for me. So that came out way more narcissistic than I was hoping. Sorry about that, guys. Hawk 2, I gotta get him in, right? You're not wrong. You are not wrong, my good sir. How much Russian military equipment is effective? So we've seen that the Panzer S1 is semi-effective against drones. The S400 has, and this is just going off the top of my head, I don't have any figures in front of me. I would say that the S400 is somewhere between 40 and 70% efficient. I don't know what the exact number is. I'm shooting some percentages because I've seen it where a lot got through and I've seen it where not very much got through. But that's also, you have to know where the system is in relation to the threat coming down. Like there's so much you have to know. Russian tanks are effective. Like anyone ever saying like, oh yeah, you know, their tanks are shit. Okay, yes, they're easy to destroy because they're, you know, the whole sending, you know, the guys in the turret into orbit.
but they are effective. They can still punch holes in enemy armor. They can still take on enemy. Like they can handle a decent amount of punishment. Like Russian tanks are still decent. Like that's why Ukraine is still using them. Russia built a shit ton of tanks. I think they have more than like almost everybody in NATO combined, or they had. There's not many left. But yeah, they had, you know, their tanks are effective. Some of their aircraft are effective. Like it really depends on like the level of effectiveness that you're requesting. Love what you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Mr. Terry History. I really appreciate it, man. I love what you're doing. You keep that shit up. I think I saw one of your videos where you had reacted to my buddy Nick, the fat electrician. And then I clicked on that one and I watched, I think part of it, I got pulled away for something. And then the next time I saw you pop up, it was one of my videos, and I was like, oh, I had a moment. So it was really good, man. Join our Discord, talk about everything you got wrong here. Hey, weapons. If I had to, and you guys have asked me this before, if I had to pick a favorite aggressor aircraft, it would easily be the Su-34. That's an easy decision for me. Habitual Line Crosser is a longtime performer. Receiving applause or standing ovation is definitely worth performing. You absolutely deserve hearing your standing ovation for your work. Thank you so much, JC the Music Man. I hopefully when I get back, weapons, don't judge me. I think the Su-34, aside from that, the only thing I don't like about the Su-34 is that big like thing that sticks out between the engines. Not a fan of that part of the design, but the rest of it looks really good. I think it really does look good. Weapons, there's not enough time in the week to fully go over everything. Su-47, okay, you know, that's fine. Bold plan, God, let's see other planes. What's wrong with the Su-34, weapons? That's the only thing. Yes, I'm going off of looks. I'm not going off of capability. Like, if you go off of capability, it's ignorant to pick anything but American. I'm sorry. Okay. The Eurofighter Typhoon's pretty good. It's not great, but I think it's a sexy aircraft as well. Not a fan of like Asian aircraft. Not like even the Chinese ones, some of the Korean ones, and then that Philippine A something. Not a fan. Just not a fan. Hawk 2.0, the Hawk 2 should be out soon. Jesus Christ. Dude, she did the old fucking rug pull, man. I felt so bad. You know what's crazy is right before that happened, like literally 3 or 4 days before, one of my friends reached out to me and was like, hey man, now that you got the social media, you know, like fame, why don't you do a coin, like do like a crypto coin? And I was like, nah, man, that's scamming. I like making people laugh. Like I don't want my name being synonymous with a crypto. Like it's just not my thing. Not interested. And he tried convincing me, and I was like, it's just not what I'm interested in. And then I saw that, and she pulled the rug out from underneath him, and I was like, that just reiterated why I never want to do that. Hold on. I just got... Oh, man. Eli and Nick had lunch with a very important person in DC about the show we do. So we'll see. During the Discord stream, you said your WWE tag team will be Habitual Demolition with Matt from Demo Ranch. Who would be your nemesis tag team? Ooh. My nemesis, okay, if I was going for like a pretty boy nemesis, it would be AK double tap. Brandon and Eli, AK double tap. But if I was going for dangerous, that I really think I would fucking lose, it would probably be the fat double tap. Because Eli's also a fighter. Like he's fucking, I mean, he's a pretty boy. I love Eli. Eli's great. I mean, he's fit. He takes care of himself, and he's also just a genuine human. But he knows how to fight. Nick also knows how to fight. I learned, and this is a little story about me, guys. I learned that I don't know how to box.
Maybe I'll learn it someday. I don't know how to box to save my fucking life. How did I learn? I'll tell you. 2016, Al Dhafra Air Base, UAE. I was going through Combatives Level 1. Combatives Level 1 is not a difficult course to pass. Most of it is just a PT session, right? You learn some minor grappling, you do the clinch drill, not hard. You got to do 4 clinch drills. A clinch drill means that you have a hold of somebody in a certain position that they cannot harm you anymore. It's just a position to hold them, right? It's a clinch. The fat double tap. Now, the first one you do from like a side position, the second one you do from like the side mount, like there's a requirement for each of them. But the last one you do is called closing the distance, where you start across the room from each other, and their job, they're wearing boxing gloves, is to beat the living shit out of you. And your job is to clinch them. This is when I learned I'm not good at boxing, because I went in protecting what was important, my face, right? Keeping my hands up, and I'm closing the distance, and he starts, hitting, and I'm like, yep, I'm ready. I'm just trying to get into a right position. And then he starts working my ribs. And I was like, shit, this hurts a lot. And he caught me on an exhale, and I was, got the wind knocked out of me, straight knocked out of me, and my hands went, oh, like that. And then I caught a right cross straight across the face. I was not out. I was on my feet still. I went wham. And then I looked back, and he wasn't there anymore. He was over there. And I was like, okay, well, he's over here now. That's when I learned I'm shit at boxing. I can grapple pretty decently. I am shit at boxing. I'm awful at it. Hang on, Eli's texting me. Sorry, Eli's texting me. Eli's CIA contact told him he's being discussed. What, did Eli show up in here? Oh, share with the class. No. He's, this is me pressuring HLC to do military trivia history night with Mr. Terry History. Did he ask? I would try. I sent you an email a week or two ago. Might have lost in the void. I haven't checked that email in forever. I'm so sorry, Mr. Terry History. I need to. I'm so sorry. I will check it. Got the Fat Electrician and Chris Cappy on board for U.S. Military History Trivia Night. Love to have you. Yes. I don't know when it'll be. I'm down. I'm absolutely fucking down. I'm sorry. I just saw that. I was scrolling down. Number 8. Well, shit. If we're going by looks, I like an A-wing fighter. Challenge coin. India decommissioned their last MiG-21S this year. Well, didn't India, aren't they on board to buy the Khan, the 6th gen from, or 5th gen, excuse me, from Turkey? Unless they can't get the order. Don't look at me like that. You're fat and your mom dresses you funny. I love you, dude. Come here. All right, fine. He wanted to come over. Come here, my fat boy. Want to come up and say hi? Okay. That's my best bud. What's that? Want to speak into the mic? Okay. That's the knee slapper right there. Oh, do the trivia show. Yeah, I would love to. Just subbing. Okay. I will, Mr. Terry, I will check the email. Turkey has a 5th gen. Well, they were designing one called the Khan, K-A-A-N. But yeah. I'll send you another email though. Fat Electrician and Chris Cappy are down for U.S. Military Trivia History Night. Oh yeah, sorry, I just read that one. If you've gotten in touch with them, can you just have Nick text me your number? I would give you my number right now, but there's like 900 people in here. Nothing personal. Not that I don't love you guys. I like interacting and then like retreating into my space. The great China does not steal. It improves. Yeah, okay. The Khan. I thought it was K-A-A-N. No worries, I'll text Nick. Yeah, if you got Nick's number, just tell him, hey, I just talked to Ethan. I can text Nick too. I'll be like, hey, give me Mr. Terry's number. All right. I just texted Nick and I was like, hey, I'm giving you permission to give Mr. Terry my number. Hi, HLC. Hope you and the family are well. Thank you so much, man. We're doing okay. We're doing good. Life is pretty good. The con. Line Crosser loved the work. My father worked for the FSTD on SIL. Spent a lot of time studying Soviet equipment taken from Germany after the fall. It's all trash. Yeah, this is going to sound like a commercial, but I assure you it isn't, because there's really no other way to say this. If you watch, so we're doing a new show called Habitually Fat, where we go around to different like museums and historical sites. I like wanted to prove a point. So I walk over to a Russian piece of equipment and I was like, and it sounds like empty aluminum, just ting, 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 ting. And then I walked over like 10 feet away, there's a Bradley, well, a linebacker. And I just went thump, thump, thump. And I was like, that's why we make fun of you. Like, the game show was his idea. He better not be hiding. All right. I hope I can keep up. So here's the thing, Mr. Terry. I'm very good at World War II history. Apparently, and this is something that I learned, I didn't know this about myself. Apparently, white men, when we turn 30 years old, we either get really good at smoking meat or we get really good at World War II. And I have no idea how to smoke meat. I have no clue. Never even tried it. Never attempted it. So I picked my path. You know, it's kind of like, you know, light or dark, I guess, you know, in the Force. I picked, I don't know which side I picked. Maybe gray. Whatever you say, Soviet special ed. Solvent special ed? What? Shane Gillis nailed that? Yes. Yes. Is that where that came from? I do watch Shane Gillis, but I couldn't remember where it came from. He will lose that. I will not lose that game show. Watch, I'm going to get a bunch of stuff right. Weapons is going to watch. I love Weapons, by the way. I love giving him shit. Weapons is going to watch it. You're going to ask me something about aviation. I'm going to answer it. Weapons is going to be watching it like he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And then I'm going to get it right. And Weapons is going to go Google it, find out he was wrong about something. And then I'm going to, you know, he's going to call the national hotline, that 988, or he's going to call me and I'll be like, yo, Weapons, I'll talk you down off the ledge, buddy. It's okay. If you know World War II history and can smoke meat, you've made it S tier dad level. I'm not there yet. I am a dog dad. HLC smoking meat. You could smoke HLC on that? Weapons. I cannot hear you over the AIM-9X Hellfire. I got it right. So I will tell you this. In the oh man. In the Habitually Fat episode, I asked Nick in the middle of the episode, because we were looking at a certain piece of equipment. I said, hey, Nick, do you know what those are? Do you know what missiles those are? And he's like, no. So I asked Finn, Finn? Yeah, Finn. It's like, Finn, you know what those missiles are? And he said, no. I knew the curator knew, so I didn't ask the curator. And I said, those are AIM-9 Sidewinder missiles. Because I know that. Because a Hellfire is an AGM-114 or one. Fuck, it's an AGM something. Oh, man. Can we get more Abrams action in vids? I mean, if like I had Abrams news, hell yeah. Let me see what I can find for you. I suck at meat. Ayo. See you, Mr. Terry. All right, everyone got to run. Have a great weekend. Mr. Terry, you have yourself a wonderful weekend. I texted Nick, so I'll touch base with him tomorrow and make sure. He may be traveling right now. I will try, Corsair Raven, to get you more. Give me good steak any day of the week. So, okay. I have a hot take here, KC. I love a good steak. I love a good steak. Okay. Now, the way a steak is supposed to be prepared is on a grill. There's no substitution. Cast iron skillet doesn't do it right. Oven, cast iron skillet doesn't do it right. It is a grill. Grill is the only, like, the superior way of doing a steak, and all other steaks are inferior to a ribeye. If you disagree with that, you obviously don't love America. New York strip, get it out of here. Porterhouse, gone. T-bone, fucking trash. Ribeye is the superior cut of steak that has ever existed. But I digress. The simplest way that I have found to cook a steak is an air fryer. I'm telling you, air fryer, 400 degrees, 7 minutes on each side. Boom, 7 minutes, boom, 7 minutes. You got a perfect medium to, it's kind of, depends on the air fryer, like how much power it has and how cold the steak is. If it's room temperature, you're going to get like medium, maybe close to medium well. If it's frozen, you're going to get like a medium to medium rare. It really depends. Big facts, HLC. All right, there we go. Viva la ribeye. There we go. Nope, you lost me with the air fryer. So I had to try it. I had to. This is the thing. I heard it, or I read it, or I saw it on the internet, and people are like, you can do an air fryer steak. I had to try it, right? That's like the first time someone tells you that a cast iron skillet changes the way that everything tastes. I had to try things on a cast iron skillet. You just have to. So I had cooked a steak tons of different ways. I've done the whole where you pack it in fucking butter and stick it in the fridge. I've done marinades. I've done just dry rubs. Like I've done every kind of, I've done grill, cast iron, oven, skillet, fucking, I'd never done air fryer. It's so simple. Literally season that bad boy, toss it in, 7 minutes, flip it, 7 minutes, done. Just try it. USA versus what ifs. Example, USA versus SW Empire. What do you mean? What is the SW Empire? Southwest Empire?
Would you intercept me?
Yogevsky?
I recently learned both my grandfather and uncle consulted for Raytheon. My uncle on the Phalanx in 2000s while my grandfather worked on the MIM 104 in the 80s. In fact, my grandfather's architecture firm was within a mile of their ME office.
No shit. That's awesome. Like, that's the thing, to be a part of that history. Like, that's one thing that I no one can ever take away from you. No matter what happens in your life, no one can take that shit away. So like when I get out, I'll be able to tell people, like when IBCS finally comes online, I'm hopeful for the system. It's a great idea, but getting it into action, it's a whole other nightmare. It's come a long way, but we are not there yet. And the way that at least I looked at it when I was working at White Sands is I am obligated to make this system as perfect as I can get it before the warfighter gets their hands on it. Like that's my obligation. But anyways, when I was on the flight test, no one will be able to take that away from me. And I love that about the military. Like that's, there's a lot of things that suck about the military. But like the experiences you have, no one can take away from you. Now I know you're talking about them being consultants, but that's still fucking gangster. Star Wars. Okay, Star Wars. SW is Star Wars. I've never seen Star Wars abbreviated SW. Sorry, my bad. I did one USA versus the World a little while back, and I want to say it was Zombie Apocalypse. I do want to sprinkle those in every once in a while, where it's like just some strange... Sorry, I accidentally kicked my camera stand. I've done that a few times, the camera stand shakes. Porterhouse? Whoa. Who's in here with this Porterhouse fucking nonsense? No. Get out of here. We don't... No. Poor people are not allowed in this stream. I'm sorry, that's fucked up. I'm sorry. I want you to know I say that for everything. Like Nick, Eli, they all use iPhones, and I use Android because I actually know things about computers. Like the computer I'm using right now, I built from the ground up. Built the whole fucking thing. And they're like, when are you going to get an iPhone? And I was like, I'm not poor. And that completely like doesn't make any sense because my Android is actually cheaper than their iPhone, but it's better in every way. So I say that shit all the time. T-bone steak is literally 2 steaks in one. I do not. My problem with the T-bone is on the backside, the gristle near the bone. I don't find very edible. I don't find it very tasty. Meanwhile, the buttery fat on a ribeye, down the hatch, down. Just put it down the hatch. Oh man, I almost yelled it. Give me that meat in my mouth. That would have been clipped. I would have been a GIF tomorrow. So cube steak doesn't fly. Whoa. My wife, the only steak she eats is cube steak. She's not that. Only Americans, I blame you all. What? Somebody clip that tomorrow. Try 5 minutes. What about ribeye medallion? Literally every part of the ribeye is fucking good. But for me, there's one substitute to a ribeye. One. And it's literally just a bigger ribeye. Tomahawk. That's in my opinion, in my expert opinion about meat is... Now that's going to be a tomahawk. Would you intercept me? I'd intercept me. I'm not, that's the thing. He goes a nice prime rib, and I know a lot of people that love prime rib. I've never been a fan. Just not my style. It's probably because, and maybe I've just not had it cooked all the ways, but every prime rib I've had always came like a stew. I want something with a crust on the outside of it. There's something about that is just next level. Put that meat in my mouth, good sir, make it double. Wagyu, I've never had Wagyu. So I guess there's a possibility that it could be better, but I don't personally know of anything. Tomahawk is so overrated, really? I liked it. It was a lot. Tomahawk is a waste of a great short rib. Android is superior to iPhone. That's fact. That's technologically a fact, right? We have the same storage.
Would you intercept me?
Ladon, what is going on?
Intercept me.
Just wanted to donate lol.
Well, thank you so much, Ladon. I hope I'm saying that right. Then I'll put in the Pepperboard Discords for Angry Meme Review. You guys are trying desperately, weapons, to get me. If you've never seen it before, it's in the Discord. I'm sure all you got to do is ask Weapons for it. He keeps that shit on like speed dial. But that night that I wore the pink maid outfit. Yes, I wore a pink maid outfit, for anyone wondering. You guys tried to get me on Angry Meme Review. Tomahawk's the most American term ever. There's American Wagyu. There's American Wagyu? I've never had it. Hey, HLC big fan. Wyatt, thank you so much for being here. You like my prime rib? Rue! Hey, what's up, buddy? I don't know how long you've been in here. Everyone in chat, you can say hello, LaRue. Still trying. Habitual crossdresser. Fuck you. Take out Diesel Knights. It's like Titanfall. Hold on. Is it on Steam? Let me pull up my Steam real quick. I want to take a look. Go. That I will immediately pull up, because if I got a Titanfall... If I can spell Diesel right... Diesel Knights. It's literally like Titanfall. Movement mechanics are about the same. Guns look a little bit more clunky. I'm going to request access. Access granted. Cool. I may fuck with that tomorrow. Who's your favorite character I do? I enjoy doing Grandpa Buff. At this point, it kind of comes naturally to me because, like, I started out and it was a whole lot more like difficult on my vocal cords, but now I can just switch right over to it anytime I want. I really just kind of pull the bottom lip up over my teeth, and I talk really just with my top teeth and the bottom lip like that. But you kind of enunciate a little bit more when you're trying to get a point across. Like instead of saying that, you say that. And that's more where you get the Grandpa Buff. But Grandpa Buff is so much fun to play. I wouldn't consider myself a method actor of any reason, but I try and like when I do lines as Grandpa Buff, I don't think of like, okay, I'm writing this line for Grandpa Buff. I like, if I was Buff, what am I saying in this point? That's kind of the way that I look at it. Anyway, sorry, I got interrupted. Jacques Leroux is in here. He is my homeboy from way back when. Leroux is good people. Me and Leroux, he was in my first unit. We did a tank gunnery together. We went to Afghanistan together. Yeah, Leroux is good people, man. Leroux is really good people. So he's in here. Me and him been old friends. Buff says, I say the quiet parts out loud. I'm surprised you didn't cover the Ukrainian fighter pilot F-16 who became an ace shooting down 6 Russian cruise missiles, 2 with his cannons. Video inbound. I literally, so the reason why I wasn't in the last video is because I had finished recording the video, editing the video, getting it all ready, and then Weapons sent me that article, and I was like, fuck! Like, that would have been perfect. Would I ever consider doing full animation or cartoon? That's a great question. Yes, I've dabbled with it before, but I was a little too, I was too quick on the draw, and I was like, just get me a product. So if I do it, I would like to go full on. Yeah. And like, I'm probably not like 2D. I would probably go 3D, if I could. Let the kid play. He needs to play.
You're telling me I've been stuck in a fucking dusty ass warehouse or hangar. Sorry, you guys call it whatever. It's my prison. I've been stuck here with a fucking raccoon fighting over a chicken nugget. This is bullshit.
Thank you for your service, sir. If you're comfortable sharing your rank and branch, I'd love to know. General Skywalker.
General Kenobi.
Sorry, brain took over there. I am in the United States Army. I am sharing my rank. I'm a sergeant first class, E7. Love what I do. I really enjoy the Army. I do. And I would keep doing it, but right now the Army and the social media stuff are competing, and my heart's more in social media. Like it's a good way to make a living. I've met amazing people, and for me, no amount of money is worth my time. Like if the Army came up to me tomorrow and they're like, we'll pay you $1 million bonus to stay, I'd say, that's cool. Have a nice day. I'm not going. Like, and for me, it's a level of self-reflection. Like I think that a lot more people in the military need to have that moment of clarity where they realize I'm not fit for this anymore. I'm not built for this. My body's too old. I'm too tired. I don't got it in me anymore. The motivation isn't there. So I need to walk away. There's some people that never do it. They stay 30, 40 years in the military because they can't do anything else with their lives. I'm not that guy. Army gives you retirement in 20 years. I know. Don't worry, Paula. I'm aware. Hey, HLC, love your content. I have a question. I know you're pretty big into military vehicles and all. What's your knowledge on other countries? For example, what do I think of the EBRC Jaguar? If I remember that one, I've looked at it before, but I don't know if I've looked into it. I want to double check if that's... I think I did that, or looked at that one for the USA versus the World. Is it Norwegian? Fuck, hang on. Let me make sure it's the right one. It's French. That's not the one that I thought it was. I don't know shit about it, but I think I've seen videos of that thing on like War Thunder, like being super dangerous. I don't know too much about it. I mean, it looks like a wheeled version of a light armored anti-aircraft system, and maneuver short range air defense is a huge variable that we need right now. You're an ANOC grad. Yes. It's called SLC now. I actually teach SLC now. Just found out I'm number 95 on the promotion list. I don't want to make E8. I have no interest in that. Wagyu is one of the 4 breeds of Japanese cows. All other shit, how you raise it can be done anywhere, but you need the cow first. I don't know shit about fuck. He drank Nick's Kool-Aid for real. I did. It wasn't just like, what do you want to do? What makes you happy? It was a lot of like, honestly, the big selling point for me was my time. I'm 34 years old. I've been an adult for a while. I've never had control over my schedule. Never. The Army has dictated everything that I've done with my life as an adult. And for me, my time is worth way more than any paycheck. I'd love to see HLC stream some Battlestar Galactica Deadlock. You may get mad at me. I've never watched Battlestar Galactica. I've watched Star Wars, watched a lot of Star Trek. Hot take on the Star Trek, and this is going to drive some people nuts, but I already said it on Twitter. In my opinion, Janeway is the best Star Trek captain. Fight me. I don't care. Like, don't get me wrong. I like them all for different reasons. He impregnated the fucking cosmos. Picard, logical and passive. Everything to him was just a logical decision. Janeway, she had Voyager. She had a big stick. Like, that ship is a fucking monster. And she was so diplomatic about everything she said. Everything she did. She was very diplomatic. And then when it came time to fucking go fisticuffs, she went full bore. I love that about Janeway. Like, to me, Janeway is the best example of the United States. Like, we're going to de-escalate. Let's de-escalate. Let's chill. Let's relax. You don't want to relax? I'm going to fuck you up. Like, that's what Janeway was. Plus, and last point here, guys, 7 of 9. Okay? How about Farscape? I've never watched Farscape. I was told it was actually really good. I'm sorry. Tomorrow's my birthday. Can I get a happy birthday from Grandpa Buff? Well, all right. Normally, I charge $200 up. I'm just kidding. I don't charge shit. I'm just an alcoholic old aircraft. Anyways, Rob, happy birthday. You're turning, I don't know what you're turning tomorrow, but you're going to be old as fuck. Like me. And just remember, don't trust farts anymore. There we go. Unsubbed, everyone's You gonna stay in lot? No, I'm going to New Mexico. Everything after E5 takes you further from the gear. E8 instructor, though, is pretty sweet. I mean, that's the thing. And that's part of the reason I never wanted to be an E8 is because you take me away from my soldiers, you take me away from the job, and you put me behind a desk. You've taken away my reason to serve. I have no interest in that. Janeway? Why? What the... Hey, everyone can have their own opinions. If you want to have your opinion that Picard is the best, you can be wrong. Yep, James got it. 7 of 9. Whew. Every little boy loved 7 of 9. God, now I want to download all those again. I'm going to start watching them again, just so I can watch 7 of 9 in her logical presence, talking about... Look, there's no reason, like, this is the thing, the Borg assimilate and they make you part of them. There is no reason, the Borg must be perverts. There is no reason that woman should have had such a fucking badonk on her. There's no reason. There's no reason she should have been that busty. Physically, no reason the Borg should have done that. But they did, because the Borg are perverts. Best is Cisco, period. Watch Deep Space Nine. Okay, I've dabbled in Deep Space Nine. I've never watched a whole bunch of it, so that's on me. What's better, Star Wars or Star Trek? Also, can we get some Star Trek tism? I don't know too. Like, I don't tism about Star Trek. I watch it. I enjoy it. What is better really depends on, and I'm gonna piss off a lot of Star Trek and Star Wars nerds with this one. It really depends on what you want. Do you want everything being solved by space wizards with Star Wars? Or scientists with Star Trek? Space wizards or scientists? Like, that's your choice. So it really depends on what you're looking for. I do love that everything in Star Trek is a little more
understandable. Like, oh, we're doing this to this, except for when they like, taking damage, rerouting power from blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's like when I turn off the air conditioning in my truck so I can go faster, or I can accelerate from the light faster. Rerouting power from life support to main thrusters. That's how I feel. Spizzards. Or do we send you to Franklin? Also, as an E4 in the Marines, what's the best advice you can give to a young guy like me who's trying to make a living as an aviation mechanic and do 20 years? Get all of your certifications while you're in. Okay? While you're in, I believe the Marine Corps also still gets TA, tuition assistance. Use tuition assistance. Save your GI Bill for the outside, because here's the thing. If you use your tuition assistance while you're in, you can get a degree literally free. You don't have to pay that money back. Like, it's not out of your GI Bill. It's completely free. It's like $3,400 a year, right? So it'll be slow. But you said you want to serve 20 years. The higher you go in rank, the less free time you're going to have. Just that's part of it. And then when you get out, if let's say you're trying to get into the aviation field and it's taken too long, go to school and get a degree in something else so you're covered. You can also use your GI Bill on getting a pilot's license now in certain states. You can use your GI Bill on trade schools now. Like there's been a lot of changes to it. Thoughts on 40K? I love the art style of 40K. I'm gonna this is the last thing, and then I'm gonna be gone. The supporting cast, I'm so sorry I missed your super chat earlier. My bad, dude. I'm so sorry. But thoughts on 40K? My thoughts on 40K, I love the art style. It has so much lore around it. And several people have told me, apparently I have to start with the Horus Heresy, but I don't know really where to start. Like, I think Space Marines look cool as shit. Like, they're awesome. And then people are like, oh, did you know that they have 3 hearts or like fucking 4 lungs and they're like genetically modified to not feel fear? I'm like, that's fucking cool as shit. But then like you find out different factions, and these guys are like cool with humans, and these guys like try and protect civilians, and then these guys just like fucking kill everything. Like there's so much lore to it. I don't know anything about 40K, and I would like to learn. I just don't have the time right now. Marshall Mathers, thank you so much. But you caught me right at the end. There we have it, folks. We are at our 2 hours. Next Friday, I will most likely be out of town. So, that being said, do not give in to the 22 a day. Every single one of you are amazing. If you'd like to support the channel, please go to habituallinecrosser.com, get yourself some merch, or how about you come on over to Pepperbox, where I am on 1, 2, 3 exclusive shows over there that you will get nowhere else except for Pepperbox. No ads, and everything is uncut for, was it $7.99 a month? So go check it out. Hollow Shadow, thank you so much for the super chat. I will see you guys later.